Icon series.
So in this lesson, the Northern Mountains, the activity part starts with the fill in the blanks. So there are 5 sentences given over there with the 5 options also given just below that. What that we need to do is to read the sentence, understand the content in that, and complete the blanks. Okay. So the first sentence: the biggest mountain peak in India is dash. So in the lesson we have learned that Himalayas are the highest mountain range in the world. Many of the highest peaks are on that. The highest peak on the earth is Mount Everest, 8,848 meters, isn't it? Yeah. So that is not in India actually. Mount Everest is not in India. It is in Nepal. So which one is the highest peak in India? We have learned about some mountains. Ketu was there, Nanga Parbat was there, Godwin Austen was there. Yeah. So which one is the highest peak in India? It's a Godwin Austen. Okay. So as a Godwin Austen is the answer, I drop it there. Right? So the biggest mountain peak in India is Godwin Austen. Right? Now, the second one, the Himalayas form, it's not from, it's a form, dash parallel ranges. So we have seen that right from the Karakoram range in the northwest till the Arunachal Pradesh region in the northeast of India, we have Himalayas in the arch shape, and they are 3 parallel lines, 3 parallel ranges. The Greater Himalayas, Lower Himalayas and Lesser Himalayas. Remember? Yeah. So how many are there? Yes, it's a 3 parallel ranges. So the Himalayas form 3 parallel ranges. 3. The narrow way to cross the mountain is called he said La. La means pass. Right? Khyber La, Khyber Pass. Remember? Yeah. So a narrow way to cross a mountain is called a pass. The Corbett National Park is in the state of Uttarakhand. Okay, the Corbett National Park is in the state of Uttarakhand. A dash is a moving river of ice. A slow moving river of ice is called a dash. What is that? A glacier. We knew that glaciers are a slow moving river of ice. There are many famous rivers that originate from this, like Gangotri is a glacier from where the river Ganga originates. Yamunotri is another glacier from where the river Yamuna originates, isn't it? Yeah. So a glacier is a slow moving river of ice. So we will read this once again. The biggest mountain peak in India is Godwin Austen. The biggest mountain peak in the world is Mount Everest. The Himalayas form a dash parallel ranges, 3 parallel ranges. The narrow way to cross the mountains is called a pass or a La. The Corbett National Park is in Uttarakhand. A glacier is a slow moving river of ice. Right? So now I will leave the screen for a while. You can read all the 5 sentences over there. Okay? Read it carefully and loudly. So children, we will go on to the next question here. It's a true or false question. There are 5 sentences given at the question part here. We need to read the sentences one by one, match the content of the sentence with that of the lesson, and if the ideas match each other, we need to mention it as a true, and if they do not match, we need to mention it as a false. Okay. So the Himadri is the highest of the 3 ranges. The Himadri is the highest of the 3 ranges. It's a true statement. The Himachal is called the storehouse of wood. It's not Himachal. No? Himachal is a tourist place, and Shivaliks is known as the storehouse of wood. The Hindu Kush is a famous pass in the Himalayas. Hindu Kush is an extension of the Himalayas. No? It's another range of mountain which starts from to the west, northwestern part of Himalayas. So that is again a false statement. The southernmost range of the Himalayas is called the Shivaliks. Himadri, Himachal, Shivaliks, isn't it? The first parallel line was called Himadri, the highest ranges. The second, medium level, Himachal. Third, low level hills called Shivaliks. So that is a true statement. The Himalayas are about 2000 meters in length. It was 2400, na? So it's false. Okay, it was not 2000, it was 2400 kilometers. So check the answers now. The Himadri is the highest of the 3 ranges. It's a true. The second is the Himachal, and the lowest one was Shivaliks. Second, the Himachal is called the storehouse of wood is a wrong answer, because Himadri is covered with the snow. Himachal, there are a lot of tourist places are there, scenic spots are there, and Shivaliks is where we have got a lot of trees and woods, isn't it? So that is a wrong answer. The Hindu Kush is a famous pass in the Himalayas is a wrong answer, because Hindu Kush is not at all a pass. Khyber Pass is in between the Hindu Kush and the Himalayan ranges. Okay, so Hindu Kush is not a pass, it's a range of mountains. So it's a wrong answer, it's false. The southernmost range of the Himalayas is called the Shivaliks is a true answer. Himalayas are about 2000 meters in length is a wrong answer, because it's actually 2400 kilometers. Kilometers, not meters. Okay. So I'll keep the screen for a while. Just go through the sentences and reflect on that. Okay. Okay, children, now we'll go on to the next question. Name the following. Okay, there are 7 sentences given there and the names also are given at the bottom. What we need to do is to read the sentence, understand the question part in that and choose the correct option, the name from the options given. So the first one is a source of river Ganga. We have seen in the lesson there is a glacier, a slow moving river of ice known as a Gangotri, from which the river Ganga gets originated. So let us check whether we have a Gangotri over here. Yeah, it's here. Yes, this is a Gangotri. So Gangotri is the place from where river Ganga originates. So that is known as the source of Ganga. The source of river Yamuna. Yeah, just like Gangotri, there was another glacier which was named as Yamunotri. Yes. Fine. The ocean named after India. So we have seen in the lesson now there are about 5 oceans. The Pacific Ocean, the Arctic Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, the Antarctic Ocean and the Indian Ocean, in which no other ocean is named after a country. There is only one ocean which is named after a country, and that is named after the country of India, and the ocean is known as a Indian Ocean. Okay. The fourth question is the high natural wall of India. When we started to study about the northern mountains, we knew that the Himalayas actually stand as a very huge wall in the northern part, protecting us from all kind of elements, isn't it? So, the Himalayas is the natural wall of India, right? Now, the highest snow-covered peaks of the Himalayas are called. Again, in the lesson we have seen it yesterday around the about the 3 parallel ranges: Himadri, Himachal, and Shivaliks. Himadri has most of the mountain peaks over there covered with the snow, isn't it? So we'll keep Himadri here. So the first Indian lady to climb Mount Everest. So Edmund Hillary and Tenzing Norgay were the people who climbed the Mount Everest first, and after that from India different people climbed Mount Everest, and in that the first one was the first lady, the first woman to climb and reach the top of Mount Everest was Bachendri Pal. Okay. Yeah, the name is given here, so we'll drag and drop it over here. The last one, the marshy land in the feet of lower Himalayas is called Terai. The marshy land in the feet of lower Himalayas is called Terai. Okay. So these are the names to be selected over there. The source of river Ganga is Gangotri. The source of river Yamuna is Yamunotri. The ocean named after India is called Indian Ocean. The high natural wall of India is the Himalayas. The highest snow-covered peak is called Himadri. The first Indian lady to climb Mount Everest is Ms. Bachendri Pal. The marshy land in the feet of the lower Himalayas is called Terai. Fine. Okay, I'll leave the screen for a while. We can go through that and then we will go on to the next question. Okay, children. So now to the next question. Let's answer the following questions. Right? We need to answer the following questions. Now, the first question is, what does the word Himalayas mean? So we were studying about the Himalayan mountains in the lesson, the northern mountains, isn't it? So what does the word Himalaya mean? So the answer, the word Himalaya means storehouse of ice. Hima means snow, Alaya means house. So Himalaya means a storehouse of ice or snow, right? So what does the word Himalaya mean? The word Himalaya means the storehouse of ice. Okay. Second question. What are the main ranges of the Himalayas? What are the main ranges of the Himalayas? The Himalayas have three parallel ranges. The Himalayas have three parallel ranges. They are the Greater Himalayas or Himadri, the Lesser Himalayas or Himachal, the Lower Himalayas or the Shivaliks. Okay. So the three parallel ranges of the Himalayas are the Greater Himalayas or the Himadri, the Lesser Himalayas or the Himachal, the Lower Himalayas or the Shivaliks. Okay, read it. We'll go on to the next question. Why do the Himalayan rivers flow throughout the year? So this is another speciality of the rivers of Himalayas. Okay, they flow throughout the year. Due to continuous melting of ice from the Himalayas, the Himalayan rivers flow throughout the year. We have learned that Gangotri and Yamunotri are two glaciers from where Ganga and Yamuna originates, isn't it? Yeah. So these glaciers itself are a slow moving river of ice, and they melt. The ice in this glacier melt, and when the ice melt, what happens? They become water, and that water flows down through this river, and they become the river. Okay. So due to the continuous melting of ice from the Himalayas, okay, so the Himalayan rivers have water throughout the year because, yeah, there is a continuous melting of ice in the Himalayan region, and this water actually flows down as these rivers. Okay. Fourth question. What are the uses of the Himalayas for our country? How are the Himalayas useful for our country? Answer. The Himalayas act as a long high wall which protects our country from the cold and dry winds from Tibet and China. They check the monsoon winds and cause rainfall. The Himalayan rivers provide continuous water to the country. So we have seen that the Himalayas actually act as a very huge natural wall in the northern part. Okay, the dry and the cold wind that comes from the Tibetan and the Chinese region do not enter the Indian part because of Himalayas. Okay, the Himalayas block these winds from entering the Indian region. Then the monsoon winds. The monsoon, which has got a lot of rain fed clouds, they get stopped at these mountains. These mountains stop them from going away from India, and they cause a huge rainfall, right? and the melting of ice actually gives the water for the Himalayan rivers throughout the year. So these are the three basic uses that we have with the Himalayan ranges. Okay, got it? Okay, now to the next question. What is a glacier? Name any two glacier. So what is a glacier? A glacier is a slow moving river of ice. A glacier is a slow moving river of ice. Yamunotri and Gangotri are two glaciers. So a glacier is a slow moving river of ice. Yamunotri and Gangotri are two glaciers. River Ganga originates from Gangotri and the river Yamuna originates from Yamunotri. Isn't it? Next question. Which are the famous hill stations in the Himachal region? So in the text we have seen that among the three parallel ranges, Himadri is famous for snow-covered mountain peaks. Himachal is famous for a lot of scenic places which attracts a lot of tourists, which has become hill stations in the present world, and Shivaliks, low-lying hills. Okay. So which are the famous hill stations in the Himachal region? So Srinagar, Shimla, Nainital, Mussoorie and Darjeeling are some famous hill stations located in the Himachal range. Srinagar is in Jammu and Kashmir, Shimla is in Himachal Pradesh, Nainital and Mussoorie are in Uttarakhand region, and Darjeeling is in West Bengal, northern part of West Bengal, close to Assam. Right? So these are the famous hill stations in the Himachal range. Which are they? Srinagar, Shimla, Nainital, Mussoorie and Darjeeling are the famous hill stations located in the Himachal range. Right? Now the next question. It's a project or activity. The Shivaliks range of Himalayas is called the storehouse of wood. In your notebook, write the names of the trees we can get from these hills, and also write the names of the wild animals we can find there. So the Shivaliks is a low-lying hilly regions which has got a lot of forestry areas over there. We have learned about those things in the lesson. Now what we need to do is we need to make a list of the kinds of trees that we find in these forest regions and the animals whom we can find in this region. Okay? Yeah. Cedar, blue pine, spruce, white oak, green oak, brown oak, alder, birch, boxwood, deodar, dogwood, hazelnut, fir, holly, chestnut, maple, etc. are different types of trees found in the Himalayan region. So which are the trees? Cedar, blue pine, spruce, white oak, green oak, brown oak, alder, birch, boxwood, deodar, dogwood, hazelnut, fir, holly, chestnut, maple, etc. Right? Now, Jain panda, blue sheep, also known as a barel, Agali sheep, snow leopard, yak, eastern Kiang, Himalayan takin, Himalayan marmots, markhor, goral, red panda, Himalayan tar, Himalayan pika, wild boar, musk deer, Tibetan blue bear, etc. are some animals found in this region. So this region has got a very good diversity in its wildlife as well. See, giant panda, blue sheep, bharel, Argali sheep, snow leopard, yak, eastern Kiang, Himalayan takin, Himalayan marmots, markhor, goral, red panda, Himalayan tar, Himalayan pika, wild boar, musk deer, Tibetan blue bear, etc. are some of the animals found in this region. Himalayan monal pheasant, black-necked crane, etc. are some common birds found in this region. There are a good number of migratory birds as well. Migratory birds means, yeah, they come only in some seasons. Once when the season gets over, they will go back. Okay. So I'll keep the screen for a while. You can just go through that and read it. Okay. Now to the next question. Another question in the project and activity. Why do you think the people climbing high mountain ranges like the Himalayas carry oxygen cylinders with them? It's already a steep climbing up the hill, and why should they carry this load of oxygen cylinders along with them? If there is no oxygen cylinder, their luggage will become at least that light, no? So why do these people use this or carry this thing? As we go higher ranges, the level of oxygen in air decreases. So people climbing mountain ranges like Himalayas carry oxygen cylinders with them. That's a problem. So in the lesson we knew as we go higher in the altitude, the weather become colder. So along with that, two other things also happen. The air become thinner. Okay, air is thick just above the earth, but as we go higher, the air become thinner. When the air become thinner, the oxygen level also will be less in that. Right? The oxygen level also will be less in that, and we are climbing the mountains, a big, very heavy, hectic physical activity is happening, and we need a lot of energy. And that energy can come only from oxygen is important there. So that is why we carry oxygen cylinders along with us. Okay. So that's the end of the lesson, and in the next class we will meet again with a new lesson. Okay. So till then, take care.